In this video, we're going to be going over the divisions file. Depending on the provider and the software you're using, there could be different nomenclature, but for RM timing systems, it's set up as the event as the top level, and then the divisions are the individual distances for the most part, so 5K, 10K, and so forth. We're going to go ahead and open the divisions creation screen, which is done under Race Info, Divisions. Right now we have no divisions entered. Usually when we're doing a full setup, we'll have the divisions pulled automatically from the provider. But if you want to create an individual division on an individual event, we'll go add new divisions. We'll just create a fake one for right now, 5K. For the distance, this is used for pace calculations by the results providers and by RM. So for 5K, it's 3.1 miles. And we have drop downs here for some different options. Start time generally isn't too important. It can be used for reference, but it doesn't really impact anything, so I normally don't use it. Laps and stages are entirely separate things, so you can ignore those for right now. Results columns will be the template for the columns that'll display on the results provider. I have a few templates already built, such as default chip, gun, splits, and so forth. Down here are a few additional options that you shouldn't need to mess with. Segments and splits are used whenever you have multiple timing points along the course. So I use these mostly for triathlons. So to create them for triathlons, you would just click the button. Split one, you would name it, and then select how it's calculated. But for the most part, you don't need to worry about these. Overall and custom groups, this is where you define your overall top level winners. So for most standard, let's say 5K, 10K events, you're going to have an overall, let's say a top 3. And in order to calculate that, you need to capture all ages, 1 to 99. And we're going to remove those from the age group. Let's say this event also has a Masters division, and they're just awarding the top 1 person. Masters is calculated from 40 to the high end. We're going to remove them from age groups as well. Instead of copying these over into each of these other columns, we can just use the copy function. Copy to other genders. Okay, and it populates those. If you have multiple divisions that have the same template that you're going to be using here, you can copy these settings over to other divisions as well. Generally, overalls are always sorted by gun time, so this is pretty much by default. We'll always check this. And then right here is where we have how many age group winners will be displayed on the awards page. So let's say this event is doing top 3 in each age group, so we just put 3 right there. We'll cover age group creation in a separate video. So for now, we can go ahead and close custom age groups for the 5K. And those are all set up. And then we just hit create, and it's added down to the division file. We can create as many divisions as we want. It's fairly straightforward and fairly easy. Let's say this one is going by gun time for whatever reason. We can go create. So if you notice here, we didn't set up overall and customs for the 10K, but we already have them here, so we can just copy them over. Sorry, I need to save my divisions first. Save. Now, we can copy these over to the 10K by selecting it. Close this out. Close this out. And now when we open this, we see the same thing here. And that covers division files. And there's a few other advanced options, but this should cover 99.9% of events that we're going to be doing.